Hello, this is the weekly weather briefing for the week beginning May 14th. Before we begin to look at the forecast, here's what's happening currently. I'm using a website called preview.weather.gov/EDD. It's a pretty interesting website if you wanted to pretty much look at anything that has to do with weather and forecasts. This is a site you need to look at. You can look at the address and use the menus on the left to choose from anything from radar to satellite to forecasts, current watches and warnings, and so forth. The address at the bottom there, the short URL, that will take you to the display that I customized for this briefing, which shows the radar and the warnings in effect. You'll see no rain in Georgia going on this morning at least, and maybe some isolated stuff to our west, but no precipitation expected today. Maybe tonight, late tonight after midnight, southwest Georgia, west central Georgia, could see some showers and thunderstorms. All the green splotches and warnings you see in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, those are all flood warnings from the heavy rain they've had recently. Here are the day 3 through 7 hazards outlook beginning Saturday on the way all the way into next week. You'll see a lot of colors and lines over the central and western U.S., mostly in the central U.S. Severe weather is going to be possible once again, and flooding. There's even some snow forecast for parts of Colorado and the mountains. But good news, anything east of the Mississippi River looks pretty free from hazards. Nothing significant expected. They don't indicate locally heavy rainfall, and we do see that as a possibility beginning Friday through Tuesday. We're going to have a lot of moisture in the area, a lot of deep moisture, so that's a favorable pattern for locally heavy rain when you have instability like we're expecting. So I mentioned the rainfall would be locally heavy, not widespread, and that's what this chart is also indicating from the Weather Prediction Center. They're indicating only those areas in green over Georgia are mainly a quarter to a half inch at most over the 5-day period. That's an average rainfall over a large area. But that doesn't rule out that any local area can receive more than that. We could see some areas receive an inch, maybe even 2 inches in a heavy thunderstorm. That doesn't move much. We're not expecting much winds aloft this weekend and early next week. There's going to be instability and, as I mentioned earlier, plenty of deep moisture in the area. Here is the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook valid through 6 a.m. Friday. Everything in the light green shaded areas are general thunderstorms. These are not expected to be severe. Even in Georgia, we're not even looking for strong thunderstorms, but they will be becoming widespread, possibly towards morning. Isolated storms probably beginning after midnight in the areas in green, west central Georgia and southwest Georgia. Here's the day 2 outlook valid from Friday to Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Again, a large area of the country in the general thunderstorms, so you have to go out into the plain states before there's a chance of severe storms. Again, much of the state now highlighted in the light green. This is indicating a few thunderstorms are possible. Some could be strong, with heavy rain possible. And again, isolated storms possible with heavy rain, mainly in the afternoon and evening, not so much in the morning and overnight periods. This is for Saturday to Sunday, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Here's the Storm Prediction Center severe weather extended outlook for the periods from Sunday all the way through Wednesday. No severe storms, organized severe storms are expected. There's a chance there on Sunday over the Midwest states and central U.S., but nothing near Georgia. Again, as mentioned earlier, scattered strong storms, locally heavy rain is still likely over some areas of the state at some point the next several days. The 5-day tropical outlook for the Atlantic Basin looks clear. As you remember, though, last week we were looking at Tropical Storm Ana, and that has since moved on off to the east. So just a reminder to pay attention to this, even though it's May and the hurricane season has really just begun and not really that active this time of year. You can get early storms, even when a below normal season is forecast. Here's the forecast sort of at a glance for the Atlanta metro area. Kind of a stormy pattern. Nothing widespread or soaking, no guarantee everyone's going to get rain on each one of those days, but generally beginning late tonight all the way through about Tuesday, chances of rain pretty high, anywhere from 30 to 50%. A little more clouds than you've seen the last 2 days, so enjoy the sunshine today, but temperatures should be about normal for this time of year. So I know I can't show everyone's forecast here in a briefing like this, so those in North Georgia or Middle Georgia or other parts of the area outside of Atlanta, you can always get a forecast, a very specific hourly forecast for your location no matter where you are. One site that we always advertise is weather.gov. That's our official site, but this new site that I've been showing you in this briefing is there at the bottom right. It's again preview.weather.gov/EDD. The short URL there that's below that, the USA.gov link, that is a bookmark directly to the display I have shown, where if you click on the option there at the bottom left that's circled that says enable left click forecast, anywhere you click on the map will pop up a window that looks pretty much like what you see on the screen that shows you hour by hour when the most likely time is for rain. So for instance, if we say an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but you really want to do something in the morning, there's a good chance you're going to be dry because the chances of rain will be higher in the afternoon and evening. So anyway, be sure to check that out. It's something we're pretty good at. We're always trying to get better, and use the link at the bottom to check that out. So to wrap things up, overall we're expecting a quiet week with no significant hazards really expected, although we could be getting into a pattern where we're seeing locally heavy rainfall as well as thunderstorms with lightning kind of scattered around, mainly in the afternoon and evenings, beginning tomorrow and continuing through the weekend and into Tuesday. If we're lucky, a front that's forecast to move closer to the area on Tuesday will dry things out and get rid of that air mass and remove the chance for thunderstorms. But until then, more of a summer-like pattern is expected. That's all we have. Thanks again for tuning into this briefing, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.